Hello everyone, today I am going to talk about this gorgeous flowering plant known for its exceptionally bright and big cluster of flowers, Ixora, also commonly known as jungle geranium and flame of the woods. The best thing about this plant is it blooms around the year. The interesting thing about these flowers is once they bloom, they remain open for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And do you know these big blooms are act as a magnet for butterflies? Generally in the nursery you will find two types of Ixoras. This tall one with big eye-catching flowers grows up to 4 to 6 feet height, and another dwarf variety that don't grow tall. These dwarf varieties have small leaves and blossom that cover almost the entire plant. Both varieties look stunning and can be easily grown in the home garden. If you have more garden space, then I would suggest plant them in group for maximum color effect. Ixora plants are native to India, so they can be grown in any parts of India. They love the tropical sun. They are happiest when they receive 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight, and they also do well in partial shade. It means they should receive at least 2 to 3 hours of sunlight. It can be filtered or direct. But from my experience, bright sunlight brings out vibrant colors and more prolific blooming. I keep my plant in this east-facing balcony. It receives sufficient amount of sunlight from morning till noon, around 4 to 5 hours. Outdoors, Ixora can be grown easily in any spot. However, if you live in areas with harsh, dry summer months, then you need to protect your plant from afternoon harsh sunlight to avoid leaf burn. We grow Ixora plants outside in sunny location. Here, this plant receives 4 to 5 hours of direct sunlight, so they lose their water quickly. Therefore, they need to be watered frequently. But they hate soggy soil. So soil mix must be well draining. Water should be drained out completely. It should not be standing in the pot. So apply the right amount of water at the base of the plant in the soil and not on the foliage to avoid any fungal infection. In summers you need to water this Ixora every day, and in winter you can water it every alternate day. Again depends on your plant location. Talking about their soil mix, for healthy Ixora plant, use soil mix that is rich in organic matter, and this plant prefers slightly acidic soil. Otherwise, plant will have a light yellow dull foliage. You can sprinkle some dry tea leaves or Epsom salt once every 2 months to increase your soil acidity. Generally, our garden soil is enriched with organic matter, but pot plants often need more nutrients because frequent watering causes nutrients to wash away from the soil. And flowering plants are heavy feeders. They need constant supply of nutrients and good drainage as well to avoid root rot. So I would suggest using soil mix which is well draining and rich in organic matter. For flowering plants, I generally use garden soil 30%, vermicompost 30%, cocopeat 20%, perlite 20%, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of mustard cake and bone meal. Recently, I have done a separate detailed video on my flowering plant potting soil. I will share link in the description box. Now let's talk about how to get more blooms. And the key is proper nutrition that will enhance the chances of your plant flowering. And for Ixora, it would be nice if you feed it with a phosphorus rich fertilizer because it is a key nutrient for big and bright blooms. Avoid nitrogen based fertilizer because nitrogen will encourage vegetative growth, so leaves and branches will come out beautifully but plant won't bloom. So avoid nitrogen rich fertilizer and add more phosphorus rich fertilizer. You can add fertilizer once every 2 to 3 months. Bone meal and rock phosphate are good sources of natural fertilizer for flowering plants. You can also add banana peels that I use regularly for my all flowering plants. I have told you this many times, but trust me, this banana peel trick works well for all flowering plants. You can use banana liquid fertilizer or banana peel powder that you can store for a very long time. And I have done a separate detailed video. You can check out that later. Regular pruning is another trick to get more blooms in Ixora plant. Pruning means chopping off top stem to encourage lateral branches. Indirectly, new branches stimulate new buds and new flowers. Something like this. These are the lateral branches. Prune your Ixora plant after the blooming over to increase branching and divert growth hormone towards more flowering. So pruning is a great way to increase blooms on your plant. Now for propagation, Ixora can be successfully propagated through stem cutting. Take 15 to 20 cm long cutting that should have at least 4 to 5 leaf nodes. These are the nodes from which new leaves will come out. Take semi-hardwood cutting. It should not be too young or too old. Then dip it into the rooting hormone and before planting remove the leaves from the stem and then plant them into the soil, and within a month you will notice roots. There are not many problems that you would notice with this Ixora plant. Commonly I have observed mealybugs, not as severe as hibiscus plant. You can spray diluted neem oil solution once in 10 to 15 days as a precaution. Apart from that, you will notice leaf chlorosis in Ixora plant, which happens due to lack of iron and manganese. As we know that Ixora thrives in acidic soil with pH around 5. High pH soil inhibit the absorption of iron and manganese by the Ixora plant. For severe condition, you can increase manganese level in soil by adding iron chelates. You can buy it online. I will put some links in the description box. That's all about this beautiful flowering plant, Ixora. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Till then, take care and happy gardening.